and then later Volvo came in, and Volvo came in with the FE88, and this is the 86, rotted away like crazy, and there's very few of them about. Had a lovely lorry for the driver. Rusted very, very much. You used to see two-tone, red and brown, black and brown. The brown was always rust, but very nice to see it, young man. Beautiful. Now, a bit like the Mini, there were thousands of them. Now, very, very few. And this rare beast goes back to about 1965. RF is a Staffordshire registration. Lee Brothers known for their wonderful collection of Dodgers. And this has got Perkins engine in it. Perkins had the grill on the front, and this is what we know as a Chinese 6, twin steer front to get that little bit more weight on, and not a lot of these about because the LAE cab, or the Vista View cab as we call it, they rusted away like something crazy. Being driven by Nigel Wilde, lovely lorry, just listen to that. Now Bedford came into this country in the late 20s through Chevrolet. This one goes back to 1964, around about that period. You could get these with the diesel or the straight 6-cylinder petrol. This one I'm sure is a petrol engine with the way I can hear how it's running. Owned by a good pal of mine, Mr. Ben Woolley. Beautiful little lorry. And these things were loved by travelling people because they were nice enough to use as a car, but they got that little bit of room to carry things. Again, going back to 1965. Isn't that lovely? Love them to bits. Very nicely turned out. God bless you, young man. So you don't leave out lying about, folks, because you see that's what'll happen to it. Well, ERF parted from Foden in the late 1930s, and this is quite a rare one. This is an M-Series ERF. I know this lorry quite well. I lived up near Great Rocks, near Buxton, I believe, up where I tend to get to looking at silly trains. Gardner engine, absolutely beautiful, lovely ERF. Thank you very much, young man. 77, 78, somewhere in 78, isn't that lovely? Beaver tail for carting tractors about. Now we're going back to a name you don't see anymore, the name of Commer. Going back many, many years. This is the 4-cylinder petrol engine in this one. Back to 1936. Notice it's equipped for wartime service. Notice the cowling on the headlights, and notice the white rim around the mudguards for easy visibility when they were travelling around. Restored to the Lions Tea Company. You remember the Lions Tea shops? Anybody that was old enough? Beautiful to see it. Really do love the 1930s lorries. Oh, God bless you, young man. Oh, dear, dear. I think I'm starting a collection already. Yes. This is our official photographer, folks, so he is covered. And this is my good mate, Mr. George Wood, driving his Morris commercial. And believe me, this was found up on the Staffordshire moors, a total wreck when George got it. Totally rebuilt it, and he's done what a lot of would like to see. He hasn't put it in a fictitious old livery, he's put it in a livery that was about at that time. I'm Cooper also, down at Burton-on-Trent. This has been on the London Brighton. Beautiful little lorry, thank you, George. Hey. I shall have to stop paying you guys, I really shall. You know, if I keep drinking this, I might know what I'm talking about. Now, just after the war, Ford had been very big with army lorries, V8s and straight 6s, but we started to want to get back to more utility type of stuff. And this ET6 came out in the late 1940s. The early ones were petrol engine. This one's got diesel in them. Normally, if it's a Ford diesel engine, it'll have 4D on the bonnet. Briggs Motor Panels cab, owned by Kevin Mather from up there at Chesterfield. Very nice, good job. Notice he's got a little trailer that he carts his vans around on. And driven by my mate Bill. God bless you, Bill. Super guy. Now we're going over into Lincolnshire, over into Gainsborough. This Morris commercial. They didn't make build very big ones, and this time this was about as big as they got. This is the Model F. Notice the bulk grain wagon on the back, body for carrying grain to the mills and one thing and another. Very rare. You don't see many of these about. Anybody remember Stevenson's dye works at Ambergate? They had loads of these things with van bodies on, but very nicely turned out. I'm a bit funny with lorries and tractors. I don't like to see them over restored with silly chrome exhaust and that. That's a working lorry and that's how it should be. Thank you, Michael. God bless you. Well, you know, I've been very interested in Bedford over the last few years because I'm restoring a 1936 Bedford myself, and I went down to the Midland Railway Centre at Butterley last week, I think it was, and I was absolutely gobsmacked when I saw this beautiful beast, because one of my favourite Bedfords of all time was the O-Type. If any of you have been on an O-Type coach, the OB, the whine of the engine and the gearbox is wonderful. 28 horsepower straight 6-cylinder engine in these. These were started coming out the late 1950s, 40s, sorry, up to the late 50s. Absolutely beautiful restoration job on this, I know, because I've been doing one the same, trying to get the bonnet and the panels to line up. What a super job you're making of that, young man. It's a beautiful motor. I'll talk to you later. I love that to bits, I really do. The amount of work that goes into building and restoring it. Derbyshire Reg as well. Well, I've known this little gypsy for many years. When Austin, Morris and everybody were all separate, they wanted something to compete with Land Rover, so Austin came out with the Austin Gypsy. Nowhere near as successful as the Land Rover, but what a cracking little tool this was. It belonged to friends of mine down in Leicester up until recently, and she's just had an overhaul and a repaint, and it's looking as good as I've ever seen it. Very nicely turned out. I know it's a re-registered plate, but that's the Austin Gypsy. Thank you very much, young man. You made a good job of it, looking well. Well, you know, this is where it all started, and I have to be careful when I talk here because I've got royalty in the arena, all the way from Walsall. You know, Yam Yam country, where Yam been and where Yam going. The home of the Wumpty Bus, West Midland Passenger Transport. Going back to about 1967, 68, this is a Mark 1 Transit lorry. This is the one that started it all, the Transit. And I'm not kidding, folks, if you want to try and buy a Mark 1 Transit, you better start saving because they're worth a lot of money. I've known this one for more years than I care to know. And I've also known this wonderful couple. How you doing, old pal? And how's the Duchess? Is she still a... Well, you must remember me to the Duchess. God bless you. Look after yourself. Are you still drinking that Banks's coloured water? Go on then, get out. Go on, get out. Going back to 1934. AVO is a Nottinghamshire registration plate. I've got it wrong again. No, 34 I'm sure. And wind tipper. Notice the hand screw at the side as you come round. You would wind this up. Absolutely beautiful little lorry. Again, perfect to me, not over restored, just how it should be. Isn't that beautiful? Morris commercial from 34. Very nice, Michael, thank you very much. And I got it right this time. I did. Spot on. Well, you know, folks, this wonderful vehicle used to carry the name on the front, the rare one. And it is rare because it's the only one. This was built on a Leyland Tiger bus chassis, Leyland Tiger Cup bus chassis, by a company called Clayton DeWanda, who are specialist brake people, and it was built as a test bed. This and another one. The other one was scrapped some years ago, and this one now lives down here. You notice the difference because if you